17 newsmakers, our political analysts, are joining us this morning. Republican Kathy Abernathy and Democrat Neil Sinapa. Both of you, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. First, let's talk about the big day ahead of us. And Kathy, I'll start with you. President Trump has already departed the White House. We just heard a speech from him a little over 15 minutes ago. He's not attending the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden, the first president in 150 years to skip the inauguration of his successor. Should he have attended?
Well, I think that's been debated here for a couple of weeks. With the public and talking about how many years, that's his call. It doesn't affect, I don't think, this country. It doesn't affect the ceremony today. But I would say in President Trump's defense that he knew that 4 years ago on January 13 of 2017, when he was going to be sworn in, that Joe Biden was sitting in the White House with Barack Obama, planning continuing the spy operation on the Trump transition. And so I think there's some pretty strong feelings make it a little tough for him to go. So it's not make it unpleasant. He's not going. That's less important than what the next 4 years may be.
Spy operation? Now, I've heard the president mention that. What evidence has been levied?
That Barack Obama and
spied on President Trump? That Barack Obama
during the campaign, during Trump's campaign and during the transition, that there was the infiltration of the fact that Obama and Biden were in the White House with Susan Rice, and they were talking about what had been going on with spying on the Trump campaign. That's public knowledge.
Do we have evidence of that?
Yeah.
All right, Neil, over to you. Let's talk about this today, the inauguration. What do you expect to hear from Biden, and your take on the outgoing President Donald Trump not attending?
Well, I think we'll see a message of unity from soon-to-be President Biden, just a couple hours here now. I do think it's a mistake by Donald Trump in order to show unity, or in order to truly convince folks that there is a peaceful transition of power happening here. Obviously, we knew, he has said himself he's a bad loser. I think he's exemplifying that right now. And to respond to the Obama and Biden spying on him or anything like that, I don't know of any realistic evidence that shows that happened in 2016. I know it's something that conservatives often say and parrot, but I don't know where there's any evidence of that. So yeah, I think it's a mistake by President Trump, soon to be former President Trump, thank goodness, to not be there and to not show the country that we need to move on and see this incoming administration as the new president.
Kathy, President Trump in his remarks this morning said, "We will be back in some form." What do you see as next for him, and what do you see as next for the GOP? Is there going to be a split there, or he's mentioned possibilities, or sources have mentioned possibilities of the beginning of a new Patriot Party spearheaded by President Donald Trump. What do you see for him in the future and the GOP?
Well, people have been talking about a split in the GOP for the last few weeks. I don't know why, because the Republican Party, 50 states, lots of elected officials, hundreds of them, thousands of them. We have more majorities in state legislatures right now, the Republican Party does. There'll be some candidates running for president, maybe Trump as well, I don't know. But I don't see any split. I think our issues are the same. I don't support another party. I think President Trump could be part of a movement, but he knows as well you can't win in this country on a third party. That's pretty impossible. Michael Flynn is a name that has to do with the spy operation that was going on during the President Trump's transition, so that's pretty well known.
All right. So we can talk about the spy, whatever that is, but let's focus on the issues here. Neil, I want to talk to you about GOP and specifically President Trump's legacy here. Kathy, I want to give you a response after for the final word.
Yeah.
What will President Donald J. Trump's legacy be as he today departs for Florida?
Well, it's going to be one of broken and unkept promises. He never delivered on Mexico paying for our border wall. Very little of it has actually been built. He never delivered a health care plan that was supposed to be better than Obamacare. He said that everybody in the United States would be covered by his health care plan. He told us about a lot of winning, right? But I don't think 300,000 people dead from coronavirus is necessarily winning. I think we're in we're in a worse shape as a country and our public image from Donald Trump. So I think he's going to be seen as a sore loser. And, hopefully for the GOP's sake, he doesn't split the party, but his ego, has already kind of done that. They say there's no split, but you see, Valadeo's take, Bill Thomas's take, Kevin McCarthy's take, all different, right? All different analysis of what's happening right now. They say often, Democrats fall in love while Republicans fall in line. But a lot of Republicans have fallen in love with this president. And so, depending on what he does, if he wants to work with folks like McCarthy, like Valadeo, like Mitch McConnell, and repair the GOP, he can probably do that. But, I don't think that Donald Trump, after folks not staying with him to the very dying end, is going to reciprocate goodwill towards the Republican Party.
Kathy, your response both to Neil and to what you see as President Trump's legacy.
Well, let's see. The highest employment, particularly in the lowest unemployment, people like to say, of both Hispanics, blacks, of everyone in this country. He built a strong economy by getting the government out of businesses' lives so they could actually use their money to employ people instead of sending it to the government. That's what raising taxes does. Fortunate to hear that Joe Biden's going to do away with the Trump tax cuts, because that means the money that stays in your pocket is going to the federal government instead. So his legacy is jobs. His legacy is economy that actually withstood this China virus that came through in the last 9 months of his term which shut down America. Question is, are we going to get this country going back again as fast as we can? And the legacy, though, is the economy, jobs, and no wars around the world. In fact, less tension around the world. And we do have a wall, and it's longer than it was, and it's stronger than it was, but Joe Biden says he's not supporting that. And we just saw the hordes from Honduras pouring in, because that's the plan, to just not have immigration system, and whatever group gets in, gets in. That to me is going to be a real mistake, and I hope Joe Biden doesn't do that.
And we are going to talk about immigration reform, because President-elect Biden has talked about proposing a brand new immigration plan coming up perhaps this week. So we'll talk more about that. You are both staying with us. We'll see you again in a couple minutes. Thank you. We'll be right